Hey everybody, so we're back today to go over the last three phonemic awareness drills. Today we're going to cover phoneme deletion, phoneme segmentation, and phoneme reversal. So again, I want to make sure there's emphasis on the fact that you need to set up those procedures with your students so that they know when they are to be actively listening to the teacher with regards to what the directions are and what that target word is that you're working with, and when they are cued to respond. So in my past videos, we talked about how you can do this simply by raising your hand when you are wanting the students to listen to you. So when my hand is raised, students know that they are actively listening for the targeted word and what we're going to do with that word with regards to sound. When it's their turn to respond, my arm may drop, giving them the cue that it is their turn to respond, or I may simply point to them so that they know this is their opportunity to respond to the task at hand. So today we're going to start with phoneme deletion. So this is where a teacher would give a targeted word, and then the teacher is going to ask for the student to take out or delete a sound within that targeted word and tell what is left, what sounds are left or remaining within that word. So it may look something like this. Teacher says, say cat. Student says, cat. Teacher says, say cat. Student says, cat. Teacher says, now say cat without the k. Student says, at. Okay, so again, teacher's going to give that targeted word, and the students are going to repeat that word. And again, we're repeating that word twice so that we are really making sure that we have all of our attention focused where it needs to be and that we're retaining that specific word that we're working with. And then the teacher is going to emit a sound, and the student is then going to respond with what is left in that word. So that's called phoneme deletion. The next one we're going to work with is phoneme substitution. Now this is where a teacher would give a targeted word, and again we're going to repeat that word. Twice, and then what we're going to do is we're going to change a sound within the word to a new sound. So we're going to take out a sound in a word and substitute a new sound into the word and say what is left, or what the new word. Say what the new word is. So it may look something like this. Teacher says, say cat. Student responds, cat. Teacher says, say cat. Student responds, cat. Teacher says, now change the first sound in cat to s. Again, I'm going to do that wait time, right? That processing time. Student responds, sat. Okay, so again, we were taking out that first sound in the word cat and putting in a new sound, making a whole new word. But again, I'm not showing the students anything. There are no visuals for this. This is all mental. It's all in their mind, manipulating sounds within their minds, not pairing them to a grapheme or to a letter. They're just manipulating sounds within their mind. Now, within phoneme substitution, you can work with taking or changing sounds at the beginning of words, at the end of words, and even in the middle. You can work with those vowel sounds. So changing the vowels within words. So that may look something like this. Teacher may say sat. Student says sat. Teacher says say sat. Student responds sat. Teacher says change the middle sound to I. What word? Sit. Okay, so again, you can play around with this in different ways with your students. The last one we're going to talk about is phoneme reversal. And phoneme reversal is a very, very advanced phonemic awareness skill to have. It's a little tricky, and there's a couple different ways you can use reversal or cue students for the reversal. Some of our evidence-based programs are going to use different different methods, different cueing techniques. Again, I emphasize that if you find one that works for you and your students, go ahead and stick with that cueing system. So with reversals, what we're looking at here is that we're going to take a targeted word and we're going to change the first sound of the word to the last sound and the last sound to the first sound of the word. So there's a couple ways that you can do this, and again, we're not using any visuals here, so the students are totally doing this within their minds here. So for example, if the teacher says, say sick, student responds, sick. Say sick, student responds, sick. Teacher says, now change the first sound to the last sound and the last sound to the first sound. And you give that wait time. And what you're looking for the student to respond is kiss. Okay, now you notice me doing kind of a lasso feel there with changing the first sound to the last sound, changing the first sound to the last sound and the last sound to the first sound. There's other ways you can do this. Some programs will talk about kind of making a goalpost with your hands and saying change the first sound to the last sound and the last sound to the first sound. What word? In that manner. And I think, I don't know if you saw that correctly on the screen there, but changing, doing some type of hand motion so that you can cue the student that you're changing that beginning sound to the end and the end to the beginning. If your students are having trouble doing this, another idea that you can use is going back to segmenting, where you're breaking up those sounds one sound at a time and then go in reverse with those sounds. So if you're doing sick with sick, then go backwards, k, s, and you can hear those sounds in that manner too. So a different scaffolded approach to working with those sounds in a reversed method or reverse format. So I hope this helps you. I hope you have some fun with phonemic awareness drills. Remember, you don't need any visuals or anything. You can do these in the dark, essentially. I look forward to hearing from you guys to hear how it's going. Take care.